Welcome to your July 2024 astrological forecast. From creative insights and deep emotional reflection in the first week, to significant relationship dynamics and personal breakthroughs as the month progresses, July promises a journey of self-discovery and healing. Join me as we break this journey down into each individual week. We might be feeling a clash between our ego's desire for instant gratification and our long-term goals as July starts. With Mercury, the planet of the mind, making its way into Leo on the 2nd, our communication style might become more grand and confident, and expressing ourselves could feel rather urgent. This intensity only gets amplified by the current Gemini moon in the sky. A healthy way to meet our set need for expression could be our artistic outlets. A harmonious trine aspect between Mercury and Neptune seems to be encouraging creativity and intuitive insight. But beware of self-doubt. Neptune is known as the planet of the subconscious, but it is also connected to illusion. With its retrograde starting on the 2nd, we might find ourselves second-guessing our instincts more. Avoid obsessive overthinking now, but also watch out for vivid dreams, as they might hold important messages. With the new moon in Cancer on the 5th, we might find ourselves dealing with our deepest, most irrational feelings, whilst also recognizing how our sense of safety is very much tied to the place we call home. This new moon could be an opportunity for us to set new goals regarding our home life. There seems to be an emphasis on emotional maturity during this first week, especially around the last couple days. We might feel inclined to hurt others now in retaliation to feeling hurt, but this will most definitely only backfire. Throwing ourselves into our work is another immature way you might try to avoid discomfort and conflict. Instead, try to take a moment to reflect and communicate openly about your feelings to foster understanding and growth. As we move into the second week of July, a sextile between Mercury and Jupiter might allow for us to plan for the future with more clarity and optimism. A good transit for socializing, and with Venus sextiling Uranus at the same time, unconventional social situations might come about, as well as new creative inspiration. On the 9th, a Mercury node trine reminds us of the importance of clear communication for us to achieve personal growth and positive change. A day later, a trine between Pluto and Lilith seems to push us further towards emotional transformation. This transit is said to facilitate the integration of shadow aspects, as we feel more sure of our own power, but it could also lead to us being more defiant or passionate than usual. We want to be in charge of our own lives now, and with Mercury influencing us positively this week, we might actually find the determination needed to tackle our responsibilities with a steady hand. Apart from that, Venus is doing the most, it seems, as it enters Leo this week, trines Neptune, sextiles Lilith, and opposes Pluto. What that means is our love life might get a boost now, as well as our ego's need for validation. Venus in Leo loves to be adored and admired, and during this transit, romance comes seemingly more easily. Venus trine with Neptune allows us to become more attuned to beauty and compassion, fostering more harmony in our interactions. And the Venus-Lilith sextile could lead to a more bold and confident approach when socializing. However, on the other side of the pendulum, the opposition to Pluto might unearth hidden issues and desires. Our intensity right now could result in power struggles, especially if our ego feels particularly challenged. So have fun mingling, but watch out for manipulative or hedonistic behavior within yourself as well as others. Although we might have had to face challenges this second week, we might actually also start to see the opportunity for growth and expansion that lies within them. We want to transform and heal, but for that, we need to be able to truly see ourselves. Doing so could get uncomfortable during the third week of July. We want to grow, but that means we might have to look at parts of ourselves we feel deeply ashamed for, as well as face our fear of being different. There's also a tendency to rebel, act on sudden impulse, and disregard consequences potentially due to a Mars-Uranus conjunction on the 15th. If you find yourself feeling stuck and restless now, maybe try and take a moment to properly assess the situation so you can act rather than react. On the 18th, the Sun also harmonizes with unpredictable Uranus, making it seemingly easier for us now to adapt to new circumstances and unfamiliar situations. Group events could be particularly fruitful under this transit, especially if they revolve around technology and innovation. A Mercury-Chiron trine on the same day could further facilitate communication, as we tend to be more sensitive and willing to listen than usual. If there has been conflict up until this point of the month, towards the end of this third week might be a good time to try and come together again, especially when it comes to romantic connections. A trine between the planet of love, Venus, and the karmic North Node on the 20th indicates an opportunity to express authentically and to work through karma regarding our ideals of love and beauty. With Mars moving into Gemini and sextiling Neptune on the same day, our intuition gets strengthened as our disposition softens. We might be motivated now by newfound inspiration and interests, and struggle to focus on only one thing. The third week ends with a Capricorn full moon on the 21st. This is the second Capricorn full moon in a row. We just had one in June and now again in July. This phenomenon, known as a double full moon, is relatively uncommon, and in my years of studying astrology, I have never documented it before. A full moon in Capricorn deals with the polarity between dependency and dependability. It calls for reflection and balance on matters such as taking versus giving, or our home life versus our career. The difference this month is that the Sun is actually on the cusp between Cancer and Leo, adding a layer of assertiveness and a stronger desire for recognition. And thanks to some harmonious transits with Mars, Neptune, and Uranus, this could be a very positive and fruitful period. Last month's Capricorn full moon might have brought challenges in communication and decision-making, while instead this month's Capricorn full moon suggests we have the support, the determination, and the resources needed to realize our dreams. A sextile between Venus and Jupiter seems to also be helping us out with some positive attitude and willingness to cooperate. But at the same time, we might struggle to feel understood, as Mercury squares Uranus now as well. Under this influence, our minds might be racing and tasks might be left undone. New information could surface that upsets the status quo, but this could also end up stimulating our minds into new ways of thinking. The Sun fully moves into Leo on the 22nd, indicating intensity and a stronger need for validation during the last stretch of July. The Leo Sun is associated with bold self-expression and seeking the pleasures of life, but it can also signal a tendency to become overly self-absorbed. On the same day, this Leo Sun trines with Neptune, a transit that is known to sensitize us and help with self-expression and creativity, as well as getting us more in touch with our spiritual side. Additionally, Mars trines Pluto, bringing in a powerful focus on achieving our goals. However, Pluto actually opposes the Sun in this position, so even though we are determined to do what needs to be done, we might feel like external circumstances are holding us back. Because of that, we might be more irritable than usual and try and manipulate our surroundings in an effort to feel like we're in charge. Around the 25th, the Sun and Mars both harmonize with Lilith, the representation of our inner rebel. There is a sense of power we feel, by being stubborn and defiant, as we stand up for ourselves and our deepest, most darkest desires. At the same time, Mercury moves into Virgo. Precision in our thoughts and our communication becomes very important to us now. But this perfectionism might lead to us getting lost in all the little details. There is also a tendency to come across as overly critical, especially as our confidence could be enhanced thanks to Lilith's involvement as well as the Sun-Mars sextile. On the 26th, Chiron, the asteroid representing the wounded healer of Greek mythology, starts its retrograde in Aries. This movement will last right up until the end of 2024. It signals an inward journey of healing and self-discovery, in which we have to confront our deepest wounds and insecurities. By embracing self-compassion and working on our self-worth, this period holds a lot of potential for powerful personal growth. The month ends right on theme, with a trine between Venus and Chiron on the 30th. Under this transit, we tend to see beauty and vulnerability, and are less inclined to see fault. We want to learn from one another now, making this a great time to heal what's been damaged throughout the month within our close relationships. That's it, folks. Feel free to come back throughout or after the month to check in. You'll find timestamps for each week in the description. I wish you a blessed July. Namaste, my friend.